From last 3-4 videos, we started with the explanation of units and dimension, and we know what we mean by the unit of a physical quantity and how to obtain the dimensions of the physical quantity. The dimensions are the power to which fundamental units are raised to obtain the unit of that quantity. Dimensions are used for, or dimensional analysis is used for verifying the truth of physical equation or to see whether the given equation is correct or not. Dimension is also used for determining the conversion factor between the two units of same quantity in different system, and dimensions are useful to derive the relation between the physical quantities, that is to derive the equation which gives the relation between the different physical quantities. But dimension has its own limitations. The first limitation is that using dimensional analysis, one is not able to find out the value of constant that is involved in the equation. As we have done previously, dimensional analysis is able to give the value for the period of pendulum as t is equal to k under root of L by G. But dimensional analysis is not able to find out the value of constant k. The value of constant k is 2 pi and it is to be determined by the experimental performance. Or experimentally we have to find out the value of the constant in the equation. डायमेन्शन म्हणजे काय आपल्याला माहित आहे, डायमेन्शनचा उपयोग माहिती आहे, आपण मागल्या व्हिडिओज मध्ये ते सांगितलंय. त्या मागल्या व्हिडिओज मध्ये आपण असं सिद्ध केलं होतं की पेंडुलमचा पिरियड टी बरोबर कॉन्स्टंट के अंडर रूट ऑफ एल बाय जी. पण प्रश्न राहतो की के ची किंमत किती. कॉन्स्टंट आहे, तो स्थिरांक आहे, त्याला काय किंमत आहे, तर ती किंमत प्रयोगावरूनच काढावी लागते, डायमेन्शनल अनालिसिस वरून ती काढता येत नाही. हे पहिलं लिमिटेशन आहे. द फर्स्ट लिमिटेशन ऑफ डायमेन्शनल अनालिसिस इज दॅट इट इज नॉट एबल टू फाइंड आउट the value of constant in the equation. The other thing is that the second limitation is that the first limitation, we are not able to find out the value of constant k, and other limitation is that the dimensional analysis is not able to find out the relation between the trigonometric functions. काही इक्वेशन मध्ये ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन येतात. As an example, आपण असं सांगतो, the refractive index of a medium is sine of angle of incidence divided by sine of angle of reflection. याच्यामध्ये साइन हे ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन आहे आणि या ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन्स मध्ये असलेली इक्वेशन्स डायमेन्शनल अनालिसिसने प्रूव्ह करता येत नाहीत किंवा व्हेरीफाय करता येत नाहीत. हे दुसरं लिमिटेशन आहे. द सेकंड लिमिटेशन इज दॅट वी आर नॉट एबल टू फाइंड आउट द रिलेशन बिटवीन द ट्रिग्नोमेट्रिक फंक्शन्स यूजिंग डायमेन्शनल अनालिसिस. द थर्ड थिंग इज दॅट this is also not possible using dimensional analysis. The third thing is that it is not necessary that in every equation the constant should be a number. It's a numerical value. It is number, no doubt. But it is not necessary that the constant in every equation should be a dimensionless quantity. इक्वेशन मध्ये कॉन्स्टंट असतात, काही प्रश्न नाही, असतात कॉन्स्टंट असतात इक्वेशन मध्ये. ती आपल्याला नाही शोधता येत, ती प्रयोगावरून शोधावी लागतात. पण काही इक्वेशन मध्ये कॉन्स्टंट अशी असतात की ती डायमेन्शन लेस नसतात, त्याला डायमेन्शन्स असतात. ती डायमेन्शन असलेली कॉन्स्टंट सुद्धा डायमेन्शन अनालिसिसनी सिद्ध करता येत नाहीत किंवा प्रूव्ह करता येत नाहीत. As an example, the gravitational force between the two masses is given by capital G m1 m2 divided by r square. This is the equation that we get for Newton's law of gravitation. What is Newton's law of gravitation? Every particle of matter attracts every other particle of a matter with a force which is directly proportional to product of their mass and inversely proportional to square of the distance between the two. The Newton's law of gravitation states that the gravitational force of attraction between the two is directly proportional to the product of mass, and gravitational force of attraction between the two masses is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the two. Therefore, the total equation comes out to be equal to capital F is equal to capital G m1 m2 divided by r square. Here capital G is a constant. Here k is constant. The value of k is 2 pi. Here capital G is the constant. The difference is that this k is a number, capital G is also a number, but this k is dimensionless. It's a pure number. It doesn't have any dimension. But this capital G has a dimensions. Capital G has dimensions. We are able to find out the dimensions of capital G. Capital G is equal to F into R square divided by M1 into M2. Therefore, the dimensions of capital G are the dimensions of a force into dimensions of R square divided by dimensions of M1 M2. Therefore, dimensions of a capital G are the dimension of a force R M1 L1 T minus 2 R square, it is L2 divided by M1 into M2, it is M2, and the total comes out to be equal to m to the power minus 1 L to the power of 3 and t to the power of minus 2. This capital G, which is a constant, has dimensions. This dimensional analysis is not able to explain which constant has dimensions and which constant is a dimensionless quantity. This is the third limitation. And the fourth limitation is that in an equation S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is the total equation. We know this is the third kinematical equation, the second kinematical equation. This second kinematical equation is true dimensionally if it is written as S is equal to ut, if it is written as S is equal to half at square. This is dimensionally correct, this is also dimensionally correct, this is also dimensionally correct. Therefore, if something is missing in the equation, that cannot be found out with dimensional analysis. कसं आहे माहिती आहे का, हे इक्वेशन लिहिलं S is equal to ut plus half at square, डायमेन्शनली हे करेक्ट आहे. हे लिहिलं S is equal to ut, हे सुद्धा डायमेन्शनली करेक्ट आहे. S is equal to half at square, हे सुद्धा डायमेन्शनली करेक्ट आहे. मग विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये हे कन्फ्युजन होऊ शकतं की हेच बरोबर आहे किंवा हेच बरोबर आहे, पण बरोबर असलेली गोष्ट ही आहे एकापेक्षा जास्त टर्म असतील इक्वेशन मध्ये आणि एखादं टर्म मिस झालं तर डायमेन्शनल अनालिसिसनी ते सांगता येऊ शकत नाही. दीज आर द limitations of dimensional analysis. I hope you might have been understood this one. आता याच्यानंतर फिजिक्स मधली एक अतिशय महत्वाची गोष्ट तुम्हाला सांगतो जी कंपॅरिझन मध्ये उपयोगी पडते. इन फिजिक्स we used to measure the wide range of the physical quantities. Physics is the branch of science which deals with study of nature and natural phenomenon. While studying, we have to measure the physical quantities. Therefore, physics is said to be the science of measurement. Another way to explain physics is it is the science of measurement. And while studying physics, we have to measure a wide range of physical quantities present in the universe. We sometimes think of the height of Everest, which is close to 9 kilometers. At the same time, we used to think of how much will be the thickness of the end of the pinpoint, thickness of the pinpoint. At one time, we used to think of what will be the mass of the universe. At the other time, we used to think of how much will be the mass of electron present in the atom. Sometimes we think of what will be the age of this universe. At the other time, we used to think of what is the time required by the electron to complete one revolution around the nucleus. Therefore, physics is everywhere. While studying, we have to go through the number of physical quantities which may vary in a wide range from the smallest of small to largest of large. फिजिक्स खूप इंटरेस्टिंग आहे. आपण फिजिक्स सांगतानाच असं सांगितलं ना, इट इज अ सायन्स ऑफ मेजरमेंट. आता मोजमाप करताना आपण एकाच वेळी दोन टोकांच्या गोष्टींचा आणि त्यांच्यामध्ये येणाऱ्या सगळ्या भौतिक राशींचा अभ्यास करतो. आपण एकाच वेळी माउंटेनची साईज विचारात घेतो. माउंट एव्हरेस्ट किती उंच आहे. त्याच वेळी मुंगीच्या पायाच्या जाडीचा पण अभ्यास करायला लागतो आपण, किंवा टाचणीच्या टोकाच्या जाडीचा विचार करू शकतो. एकाच वेळी आपण पृथ्वीचा मास किती असेल असा विचार करतो, तर त्याच वेळी न्यूक्लियस मध्ये असलेल्या प्रोटॉनचा मास किती आहे असा विचार करतो. एकाच वेळी आपण युनिव्हर्सचं एज काढायला निघतो, त्याच वेळी इलेक्ट्रॉनला न्यूक्लियस भोवती फिरायला लागलेला वेळ शोधायला लागतो. असं वाईड रेंज मध्ये मेजरमेंट घेतो. पण या वाईड रेंज मध्ये मेजरमेंट करत असताना आपल्याला क्वांटिटीजच्या लार्जनेस आणि स्मॉलनेस बद्दल कंपेअर करायला त्या क्वांटिटीज कन्व्हिनियंटली सांगता आल्या पाहिजेत आणि लिहिता आल्या पाहिजेत. फॉर comparing the largeness and the smallness of the quantities present in the measurement, one should be able to write conveniently the values of the measurement of the physical quantities. And the best method for the comparison is to find out the order of magnitude of that quantity. However the small or however the large quantity it may be, any measurement can be written in the form of A into 10 to the power of B. Any measurement. Every measurement can be written in the form A into 10 to the power of B. What A is? A is a single digit number. What it means that? What it means that 1 is less than A is less than 10. The value of A lies between 1 and 10. Value of A lies between 1 and 10. And 10 to the power of B, B is power of 10. It may be positive or it may be negative. Now, if you concentrate on A, if A is less than or equal to 5, then round it as 1. Round up the value of A to 1 if A is less than or equal to 5. And if A is greater than 5, then round it to 10. Then the power of 10. Then power of 10 is the order of magnitude. Power of 10 is the order of magnitude. I will make it simple by explaining some of the examples. काय करायचंय? संख्या कितीही मोठी असू द्या किंवा कितीही लहान असू द्या, मेजरमेंटचं मॅग्निट्यूड कितीही मोठं असो कितीही लहान असो, आपल्याला ते मेजरमेंट या पद्धतीने लिहायचं आहे. अ सिंगल डिजिट नंबर, एक अंकी संख्या. एक अंक काय? 1 पासून 10 पर्यंतचा अंक. याची किंमत 1 आणि 10च्या मध्ये असावी, म्हणजे एका अंकात असावी. ती 9.999 असू शकेल किंवा 1.001 असू शकते. ए अशा पद्धतीने लिहा की तो सिंगल डिजिट असावा, तो 1 पेक्षा मोठा असावा, 10 पेक्षा कमी असावा, एक अंकी संख्या. आणि मग बाकीचं जे आहे ते 10च्या घातांकांमध्ये ऍडजस्ट करायचं. ए जर 5 किंवा 5 पेक्षा कमी असेल तर ए ला राऊंड ऑफ करा, 1 लिहा. आणि ए ची किंमत 5 पेक्षा जास्त असेल तर त्याला राऊंड अप करा आणि 10 लिहा. आणि मग 10चा जो घातांक येईल ते त्याचा ऑर्डर ऑफ मॅग्निट्यूड असेल. Therefore, in short, we will define order of magnitude as power of 10 nearest to that number. What order of magnitude is? Power of 10. Nearest to that number. Power of 10 nearest to that number is the order of magnitude. Now, we will take order of magnitude of some physical quantities. We will make it more interesting and we will see how it is useful to compare the largeness and the smallness of that physical quantity in the measurement. We know that a radius of Earth is 6,400 kilometer. In meter, I will write it as 6,400, and for Meter, again I will put 3 zeros multiplied by 1000. Then it comes out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be equal to 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6 meter. Then the value 6400 kilometer written in meter as 64 lakh meter, and conveniently it can be written as 6.4 into 10 to the power of 6. Here the value 6.4, the A is more than 5, therefore it can be written as 10 to the power of 7 approximately. Then it is of the order of 10 to the power 7. How is the radius of Earth? It is of the order of 10 to the power of 7. This is for a large quantity. The another length measurement we will see the radius of hydrogen atom. Radius of hydrogen atom, it is 0.53 into 10 to the power of minus 9 meter. 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. Radius of hydrogen atom is 0.53 into 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. I will write it as 5.3 into 10 to the power of minus 11 meter. We have to write it as a single digit number and power of 10. Here the value of A is 5.3, which is greater than 5. Therefore, I will round it as 10. 10 into 10 to the power minus 11. Therefore, it is of the order of 10 to the power minus 10 meter. Radius of hydrogen atom, hydrogen nucleus, radius of hydrogen nucleus is of the order of minus 10 meter. Therefore, if you compare these two, what you will say that the radius of Earth is 10 to the power 17 times greater than that of the radius of the nucleus of the hydrogen atom. So simple it is. इथं काय केलं आपण की याला राऊंड अप केलं, 6.4 ला 10 पकडलं, 5.3 ला 10 पकडलं आणि मग त्यांची 10चा घातांक लिहिला. 10चा घातांक हे त्याचा ऑर्डर ऑफ मॅग्निट्यूड सांगतं आणि ऑर्डर ऑफ मॅग्निट्यूड त्या दोघांमधलं कंपॅरिझन सांगतं किंवा ते किती मोठं आहे किती लहान आहे आणि या दोघांमध्ये आपल्याला एक साधारणपणे किती लार्ज आहे हे कंपेअर करून सांगताय. ऑर्डर ऑफ मॅग्निट्यूड इज power of 10 nearest to that number. Similar to that, mass of Earth, I will write it as 6.4 into 10 to the power of 24 kilogram. This is A. This is 10 to the power of B. 6.4 is greater than 5. Therefore, it is of the order of 10 to the power 25 kilogram. Then the mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kilogram. Therefore, it is, I will round it as 10 and therefore it is of the order of 10 to the power minus 30 kilogram. 10 into 10 to the power minus 31, it is 10 to the power minus 30 kilogram. The charge on electron, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. 1.6 is less than 5. Therefore, there is no, you can round it as 1 and therefore it is of the order of 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. In this way, we are able to say order of magnitude gives the power of 10 nearest to that number. It is useful to see the how quantity large is or how quantity small. It can be written as a single digit number. Any measurement can be written as a single digit number and power of 10 to that number. Power of 10 nearest to that number, that will give the order of magnitude. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe, share and like the videos, and for previous videos go in the description box. Thank you very much.